It's not houses, it's vacant lots. This is a deal.
Yeah, yep.
I mean, this is a deal here. You have an awesome opportunity right here. Would she be open to carry it for me?
No.
How come? Here's what I would do. I would reverse engineer your whole model. I would go to every one of them. When are you buying? When are you ready again? What do you pay? Where do you look? And I would profile every one of them. Now you know what they want, when they're ready to buy again. And now you go find properties that match their buy box. And you should be making 100 grand on these. I would go 100 grand lower than where they're buying. Some markets that are really ideal for that, there's an opportunity there to find vacant lots and then flip those to these investors that are building homes, right? I mean, this is a deal here. I think you try to make an offer on that thing, but yeah, I'd go in as low as you can. The place, tear that thing down and build a house. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the map. That's where we're at, close here to the 25. I'm gonna click nearby homes for sale. So we're right here. And yeah, you see 1.4, 1.5. I mean, you're definitely in a high-end area. But now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over here to my filters and I'm gonna go down to year built and I'm gonna put 2022. So 3,200 square feet, they're asking 600 bucks a foot. This one, they're asking 500 bucks a foot. This one, they're asking 500 bucks a foot. This one, they're asking 650 bucks a foot. So we got, and then there's one more right here, 500 bucks. Feels like around 500 bucks a foot is roughly is what the actives are. So you're right. There's new construction. There's 5 actives just here within these couple of streets. Let's go see what solds are looking like in the past 6 months. Okay, so you got one right on your street. This one sold for 1.4 a couple months ago. So you could see here, like, I mean, they went nice. It's contemporary, very common out there. But this one sold for 434. This one sold for 447, 467, 628. So that one got really high, 425 and 615. But like, if I want to be safe here, I would probably stick with about 450. I mean, this one got 434 a foot. And it's on your street. I mean, that's your best comp because it's on your street. So now we're looking at 434 and our square footages all seem pretty consistent around 3,000, 31, 44. So you got to build about a 3,500 square foot house. Okay. Right. So let's just use our comp here. 434, 3,363 square feet, 4 bedroom, 5 bath. All right. Now here's what's interesting. If I go to this one and I open it up, it might show me what they bought the lot for. Let's go down and see if it shows us in the history. Yeah, here we go, 645. So November 21, they bought it for 645. Then they listed it about a year later. So they built that house in a year. That's pretty amazing. Okay, so like, let's go back to our comps. Let's look at another one. This one here sold for 157. And let's see what they bought their lot for. But check it out, 635. So here's 2 now that are same price on the lots. See what I'm doing? I'm doing my research right now. I'm figuring out the market. I'd do another one. Let's go see what this one sold for. Now this one got a super high price, 2.7, bigger, 4,400 square feet, got 628 a foot. So that's one of your high comps. Let's go down and see if we can see what they bought this lot for. 530 back in 19. So that's why they've owned this lot a bit, before they built on it. But look, they started at 3 in July, took them a minute. I mean, they sold it in 5 months, 6 months, something like that. And they didn't come down too far off of their original list. Right in this pocket here, you got lots of new construction. And this baby is your best comp. And they sold that lot for 6 something. Where's your deal again? This one? This is a deal.
Yeah, yep.
I mean, this is a deal here. How long has this been sitting around? 95 days on Zillow. Yeah, I'm surprised that a spec builder has not bought this to tear it down. Yeah, what's our lot size? I wonder if the lot size might be off. 3,100 square foot lot right here. Is that a tiny lot? How big are those other lots? 3,100 on this one, our comp. So, okay, so we're not off there. And we're literally, like, where's our house? Our house is, we're at right here at 34th. So 2 blocks away north is this comp. Now let me look again what our competition is. So this thing's at 495, right? Our comp was at 460 or something like that. So their price, but it's only been 32 days for that one. This one's priced up there higher at 606. So that may sit a minute, who knows? You got a little bit of competition going on, but nothing's sitting out long. Like this stuff, like that's 2 days. This just came out. And then this comp's also pretty close. Like we're a block away on this one, and it's sold for 467. So we got 434 and 467 and 447. So your 450 a foot is your number, is your sale price number. Building about a 3,500 square foot house. So, I mean, that thing pencils to me at those numbers. I think you try to make an offer on that thing, but yeah, I'd go in as low as you can. The place, tear that thing down and build a house.
Hey, real quick, if you haven't tried Propwire yet, you're missing out. Propwire has changed the real estate game by giving you property data for free. It's the perfect addition to your real estate business because you get unlimited free searches and unlimited free property downloads. That means no more expensive lists, no more software subscriptions, no more pay-per-lead services. Just free data from a nationwide database of 157 million off-market and MLS properties, all at your fingertips 24 hours a day. Now, if you're a wholesaler in Atlanta looking for vacant houses, we've got that. If you're a rehabber in Las Vegas looking for Vacant REOs, you're covered. If you're an agent in San Diego looking for listing leads, look no further. If you're involved in real estate in any way, as a lender, landlord, or other professional, Propwire has the data to power your real estate business. So you should definitely check it out. Just go to joinpropwire.com to search and download an unlimited number of leads, absolutely free.
You want me to try calling this agent and we'll just see what's going on right now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yes. Hi, Kimberly. How are you? My name's Jerry Norton. Calling about a property you have for sale.
Uh-huh.
I'm looking at this not as a rental or a fix and flip, but maybe as a new construction.
Okay.
What do you think about that? Have you had any interest in doing that with this?
You know, I don't ever know what people are going to do with the public live offers on the property in the fours, 490, 495. Seller's not interested in a local offer, and so we just never really got anywhere with it.
So you said no to 490 and 495.
That's correct.
Okay. I mean, those seem like good offers. It's at 515.
Well, not really. There's no single family homes for sale, and I have a really rugged tenant in there. She's going to just wait him out, get him out, and then increase the price once he's gone.
When's his lease up?
May 31.
If I were to buy this, I'd have to wait till May 31 to have the tenant leave.
Well, no, you could buy it and you could collect the rent. But if you're going to do any construction on it, you're probably going to have to get bids to A, demolish it, B, get an architect, and then you're going to have to get it scheduled. So I've built a property myself. It is a time-consuming venture.
Yeah, I've done it quite a few times now. You got to get a permit, do the demo. You got to get an architect. You got to get plans. You got to get the plans approved. Yeah, what do you think that takes in 9 months, a year?
It's going to depend on the properties the city and county has, and the tenant actually wants to stay, so he might actually collect rent while you're getting it permitted and all the stuff that you want to do with it.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, actually. Buy it, work on all your stuff for 6 months. You know, once you're ready to go, schedule your demo and start your construction.
And that way it's not sitting idle. You're actually making money as you're doing all of the stuff.
And he's paying $1,800 a month?
Yeah.
And he pays on time like he's a good tenant?
He's a great tenant. He's been in there probably, I think she said something like 4 years, maybe longer. She's using a property management company to collect the rent and to, you know, manage it for her. She wants to sell it because she's just older. It's just done with a rental. I just think I need to move it into something else and not have it tied up in an asset. And she's my aunt. I said, you know, what are you going to do with the money? She's like, I don't know. I'm just done with a rental.
I do this quite a bit when I build because it's so much cash out and it's going to take me a while to start construction with permitting and everything else. Would she be open to carry it for me?
No.
How come?
She needs the money because she's going to buy something else.
Oh, I thought you just said she doesn't know what to do with the money.
Well, I didn't finish telling you. So she's like, well, I don't know what I'm going to do with the money. I said, well, if you don't do a 1031 exchange, you're going to get hit with capital gain.
Right.
So my suggestion would be to buy another property, 31, rent it for 1 year and 1 day, and then move into it. She's like, well, how much gain would I have? I said, as long as you wait 1 year and 1 day, there will be $0 gain.
Wait a minute. I'm trying to follow you here. 1031 into another rental for a year, then move into it.
Yes, and then she could recover all the money that she would have had paying taxes.
Does she not like where she's at? I mean, she'd want to move into a house that was just a rental.
She wants to move by her daughter.
So you're saying find a rental near the daughter that she would be happy to be her primary in a year and 1 day.
Correct.
I got you. I'm following you now. That's pretty creative. If I buy this for 500, the problem is now I got 500 in capital sitting out, then another year to 18 months to build. It's just a lot of capital outlay. Oftentimes when it's the land value or you're selling to a builder for a lot, like option or terms are very attractive because it gives the builder time to do their thing.
And that's why I said having the tenant in there, the tenant would stay a whole nother year if you wanted them to.
Yeah, maybe that would cover some of your carrying cost for the cash. Yeah, I mean, you'd have to have good financing if you're buying something for 500 grand. If you look at 8% of 500,000, that's still $3,300 a month in interest.
Yeah.
So you're offsetting some of it. Is 1,800 under rent or is that fair rent?
No, it's under.
Yeah, so he's under rent. That would be the other thing is May 31st, move him out, moves.
Sorry, we got to grab the 5 at 2 o'clock. I cannot miss it. I'll call you back, okay?
Okay, thank you. They hung up. All right, what do you guys think?
Stay away from it.
Stay away from it. Why?
It's just going to be prolonged and a lot of hoops to jump through.
Look at this from the perspective of, well, who's the buyer? The buyer is going to be one of these investors that buys lots for 600 grand, builds a house and sells it. So those guys are highly capitalized. Like when I do it in Paradise Valley and I spend $1 million, $1.5 million, I buy the lot. I don't even start construction for 6 to 9 months later by the time I do all the things. Then another year to 18 months. I got all this money out, but the windfall of, making $1 million, or these guys are probably making 500, 600 grand on one of these things. So there's a market for this. There's a buyer for this that's doing this very thing in that neighborhood. I like what she's saying. Keep the tenant in there, offset some of your costs for carrying the lot, and then work on the building process. Now, you're not going to do that. When I say do this, I'm talking about your buyer, because you're going to position this deal to take it to a buyer, and you're going to say to the buyer, hey, I got this property for 500 grand. Lots are selling for 650. It's a great deal. Take this thing for 6. And by the way, leave the tenant in there, like all the things we just negotiated. You're going to structure it to take it to an investor that way. But I think there might be a move here. I think if you could get this thing for 500, I think there's a buyer for 600 for this property.
What about the fact that she's turned down a couple of offers so close?
515 is a deal too, but I just hate leaving money on the table. Like if they said no to 495, okay, fine, we'll offer 500. It's 5 grand higher than your best offer. Take my offer. I'm just trying to create as much room as I can because again, you're going to a very limited pool of buyers. You're only going to a new construction flippers, and maybe we can find a handful of them, but there's probably not more than 10 of those guys, 12 of those guys or girls in the neighborhood that are doing it. And that's it. So you got a very limited pool of buyers. You better have a spread. You better make it worth it. But what I would do, the play I think, Kenneth, is see if you can lock this thing up for 500, give yourself a contingency window, maybe 10 days or something. And then I would shop it to every one of those guys that is building and flipping. I'd take it to them and say, hey, I can get this to you for 600. I've got the contract. Do you want this? And see if you can move it for 600. In that market, you should be going after every single one of those lots. I would be doing a mailing or a door knock campaign, and I would be targeting those old busted homes and seeing if you can buy stuff for 400 or 500 that you could then flip to those guys.
Yeah.
Pre-sell. So go to all 12 of those flippers and say, hey, tell me what you're doing. Where are you buying? What's your criteria? What's your lot size? What are your streets you're looking for? Let me see if I can bring you a deal. If I find something that fits, what's your buy price? Now you know they're a buyer, they're ready, and then you go find something that matches their criteria.
That sounds like a good plan too.
How would he get a list of those developers?
Oh, they're right there. We were just looking at them all. There's your list.
Oh, okay.
Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2 next to each other, 7, 8. Here's 8 that are sold in 6 months.
Okay, good.
Let's go find some more. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And that was just 13 was for sale and 6-month-olds. Let's go back a year. Look at all these guys. There's all of your buyers. Now these guys,
awesome.
Look at them all.
It gives you an idea that it's a new build.
Well, what I did is I put in my filter. Remember, I put minimum
Uh-huh.
year built 2022. So what does that mean? It means these are all homes that were built in 2022, 23, or 24. And these
Okay.
are homes that sold, meaning it wasn't a homeowner, because a homeowner wouldn't build a house and sell it right after they built it. These are investors. These are all investors in an existing area. So these aren't new neighborhoods. These are what we call infill lots. These are people who bought a lot, built a house, sold it, or bought a house, tore it down, built a house, sold it. So this right here, what you've got here in your market is phenomenal. So Kenneth, you have an awesome opportunity right here. Nobody's really looking at this opportunity. It's not houses, it's vacant lots. And those investors, they just want to build houses. They're like flippers. They don't want to do acquisition. Here's what I would do. I would reverse engineer your whole model. I would go to every one of them. You probably have 50 just in that whole little area there. Yeah, I would call them up. I'm making a lot of offers. I'm on the ground. I'm trying to find lots for builders like you. When are you buying? When are you ready again? What do you pay? Where do you look? And I would profile every one of them. Now you know what they want, when they're ready to buy again. And now you go find properties that match their buy box. You should be making 100 grand on these. I would go 100 grand lower than where they're buying, and I would wholesale to those guys for 100 grand.
Yeah, thanks, Jerry, for kind of helping me clear that up.
Awesome. Good for you.
Yeah, thank you.